Evening, everyone. How we doing, Chris?
Yeah, not too bad, Joe. Yourself, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. It is. We do talk about the weather, but I think this week is probably the coldest in a long time, isn't it? It's been
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
naff this week,
it's
hasn't it?
morning, yeah. But
Yeah,
obviously, for those of you that have been following things on Facebook and whatnot, the farm has been pretty badly affected by water flooding. So,
yeah,
fortunately, no major casualties, but I think it got a bit touch and go at one point in the bottom bit of the garden. So, yeah.
yeah. I think Retford's been on the national news on it, and motorways and all sorts been closed down. So
I'm not laughing because of that. I'm laughing because they did the environmental uh, agency minister. I don't know whatever she was called. She, in all their wisdom, they thought they'd do a live sort of go and see some of the people that have lost like property and had their things flooded, and she got a right mouthful.
yeah, they deserve it as well because they're saying that they should have invested something like 11 million quid into that Trent River Trent or something to prevent this from
Really.
happening. And yeah, it's crazy, but there we are.
When you drive over like on the A1, and you have to go over the Trent. There's two like massive lakes.
Mm,
They are just no longer there now.
yeah, crazy,
Yeah,
absolutely crazy.
yeah, it's nuts. Ain't it?
So we've got a bit of a different mix as well today. Some similar stuff, but some varieties on there that we've not been fortunate to have on here in a while. So yeah, but a few different bits and a mix of auction fish and fixed price fish tonight. So yeah, keeping it a little bit different for people. The only one that has been removed from
Wow.
the preview video was that Cargate Shiro, if anyone was missing that. But the others are all in tonight.
So sorry to hear about that, James. That's dreadful, mate.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
that's bad,
awful.
isn't it?
Yeah, one of the things driving home on motorway, you see all the farms that are flooded as well, like all the fields and stuff. You're thinking their crop harvest for the year is probably ruined now. It's crazy, isn't it? Proper affects everybody, and Scotland as well. Pretty hard hit by it all as well. I hear as well.
Yeah,
So
well, we had council delivery last week up to Aberdeen. They were like, yeah, not taking anything up that neck of the woods. So
crazy.
yeah, fun and games, mate. Snow
Yep.
next,
I don't say that, but
all
we
hard
will.
into
But we'll get started then if we're ready. So we'll start with this little Sakai piece, Kohaku, 26 centimeters Nisai. 50 quid start bid on this one, guys.
Love that face.
Yeah, Benny
Nice
quality.
little body. It's got. I know I say it quite a lot, and it does. It is a bit of a throwaway comment used by some people, but it's just got that sort of bigger body uh, pattern style. It's good. It's going to look good on a big fish. Looks good on a small fish. It's just going to keep carrying on. So yeah, its skin is pretty damn good. Benny really good. Chiroji pretty good. That sort of
Yeah,
£50 starting bid. It's a no-brainer. No
yeah,
brainer.
no brainer.
Nice sort of head shape as well, mate. That's what I'm looking at there. Obviously, you've seen
Yeah,
what we've been able to do with the Sakai Go Sanke this year. Just absolutely nuts. So just they grow for fun. So yeah, all in all, I think that's quite a tidy little piece for that sort of price point. So bids are subject to VAT. And if you want direct delivery, we can facilitate that for 30 quid a box, just to let you be aware of that.
yeah, nice fish to get us off started with tonight. Classic
And
two-step, isn't it?
just, it's just simplicity at its best, mate, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sometimes blesses. But I think with Kohaku, there's nowhere to hide, is there, pattern wise? So you
No.
know, to have that sort of big, I do like having that big first Dan as well. I quite like that's a bit of a personal thing for me. I quite like it to be quite sizable.
Yeah, I think that's probably comes from experience and knowing how it's going to grow out as well in the fish, because it can look a little bit overwhelming when they're smaller, can't it?
Yeah, I just think as this, I don't buy into it too much because I try to look at other elements of the fish. But if you're sort of into, just got to start and finish with white again, a little bit of a dome at the back of the fish there. So yeah, just a simple pattern. But yeah, looks like I'll just get a few messages coming in on the side.
No problem.
Not best at multitasking, I must admit.
Yeah, it's a skill I think a lot of us guys have yet to master, to be fair.
I think we say we're good at it, but yeah.
Yeah, really nice little fish this. 50 quid start price, guys, if anyone wants to get started. Leeds are kicking off at 7:45, so no pressure, guys. Need to move this one on pretty quickly.
Yeah. Well, I went to go and see Bradford MK Dons last night, and that was an experience, mate.
Yeah, it sounded like it, to be fair. What was it, 4 minutes of good football and then 1-0?
Yeah, I mean, it was just calamitous, mate. It really was. It's just, yeah.
There we go.
One of those. I mean, there's a couple of good goals, to be fair, but yeah, it was just painful. This is like a 45 seater. I think it's 40 or 45,000 seater stadium, and they had 4,500 fans there, and
Wow.
1,500 of them were Bradford fans.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
yeah, who are Leeds?
Well, we've got Connor in on 50 quid at this one, guys. So we'll play the video a couple of times, see if anyone wants to increase on that. Otherwise, we'll look to move this one on.
Yeah, that goes for 50 quid, mate. You've done extremely well there, Connor.
Yeah.
That's a cracking little fish.
Question from Stoke Koi. Are these available for pickup? If so, where from? Choose a designated dealer on our dealer blog on the website to have one of these koi shipped to a dealer, then you can collect it. But yeah, you can, as Chris has said, 30 quid for additional direct delivery. And obviously your bids are subject to the T's and C's and the additional fees in the auction as well. So just take a look on the website for more info on that. Yeah, Paul's saying absolute steal for 50 quid. Paul's had a few fish from us recently. I've hoping to get Paul's pond in the magazine at some point.
I think he's got one in transit as we speak, actually.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Yeah. So it looks like Connor's grabbing himself an absolute steal here. Fair play, mate. It's
yeah, well done.
50 quid for a fish like that. No brainer. So should we play the video one last time, mate?
Yeah, we'll play it one last time, and then if not, we will move on. Yeah, just that Benny quality for me. Say about a lot of things. Probably gets a bit repetitive on people, but you just got to keep harping on about it. It's the difference between an average fish and a quality fish is that shine and luster.
Yeah. It's pretty little fish, mate. I think Connor's going to be very happy with that and that sort of price point. So
well done, mate.
Fair play. So yeah.
If you could just email Chris at koi-wholesale.co.uk with your name, phone number, preferred koi dealer, and the reference number, that'd be great. We've just had a comment come in from Team Blackfish, probably telling us how much of a lag we've got, but unfortunately I have to call what was on the screen at the time when we called it.
Yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, plenty more fish to come.
Yeah, It just looks like the streaming software's removed one of my pictures. Bear with me for the next fish. In fact, we'll move to the Kigoi, which I know a few people have messaged me about. This is a bit of a rarity, isn't it?
Well, it's one of those ones. I think I said in the promo video that like with the emergence of Karashigoi, like 20 years ago, Kigoi used to be like quite popular, and then obviously I think Karashi has taken over, and there's just not as much of a demand for it.
Yeah.
You know, such is the sort of power of Karashigoi taking over. You know, if you sort of think off the top of your head, you got sort of 4 or 5 really big farms pumping out Karashigoi. They get massive, and the Kigoi is just sort of like, yeah, dwindled along. I don't think there's any particular demand for them, but when one does come up, it's like, oh, Kigoi.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I think there's a few people that have maybe been after a few people that have messaged me asking, "Are the eyes both red?" And there's a couple of people. I think there's maybe a die-hard group of people that are aware of this variety, and because they're just so
Yeah,
rare.
bit of a cult
y-
variety, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I guess if you've got this image in your head of a key guy being a key guy and a Karashi guy being a Karashi guy, it's difficult for people to maybe. But there is a slight difference. I mean, it's different coloration in like the fins, isn't it, as well?
Oh, there's definite difference. Yeah, definite difference. I think it's more the demand for growing fish big. That's where sort of and that sort of more intensified pigment that you get with the different Karashigoi lineages. I mean, like got Sakai, Taniguchi, uh, Akawa. You know, that's 3 just off the top of my head that are sort of investing quite a lot of energy into breeding Karashigoi. So yeah, Otsuka's been doing them for quite a long time. You do get them in the small mixes, but they're a bit of a marmite variety. I think, like you said, if you have like you're more purist sort of hobbyists, really sort of are drawn to them.
Mm.
And when they do come across one, it's sort of like, oh wow, yeah, I haven't seen one of them for a while. So yeah,
But no, I think this fish has got. I mean, it's it's not really displayed well in the picture. I think because the pec fins are like completely out. But this fish has quite a decent body power behind it as well. Like it's got a really nice shaped head, nice backbone, and the body
mm,
shape's really nice throughout. Um, yeah, stunning little fish that, and for the money, can't go wrong. I
yeah,
think
obviously,
anything under 200 quid on this is a bit of a steal, to be fair, given how rare they are.
yeah, I think you're going to get that Fukurin building up as well around the scales. So yeah, just simple fish. Bit of a classic, mate.
Yeah, so we'll play the video a couple more times, see if we get any interest.
So my boy's koi currently sat at 70 quid. That's a snip. Looking for 75 to keep this one alive.
Question there from Koibrick. So the sales feed included, others they are not. It's the auction koi that have got the fees on top. The fixed price have got no fees. That's the way to remember it. Fixed prices including a fees. Auction fish have the additional fees. Paul McLennan a bit behind there. Paul's been messaging me about this one, so I think he's a bit
Oh, okay,
behind. He needs to refresh his stream or he's going to miss out on this.
yeah. It's currently sat with Eric at 80 quid. I sort of thought that there might be a few people potentially interested in this one.
85 with Paul now. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I think that's one of the things we've got going for us at Koi Wholesale is that we're just shipping so many fish, whereas, if to any dealer, it's maybe difficult to get hold of so many different varieties, whereas we just have so much on the farm in terms of varieties and quantity of fish. It's, we can sometimes pull a little rabbit out of the hat like a Kigoi.
Yeah, oddly, this was the only one from that batch.
Yeah,
So yeah, even even with all the fish that we've got, we only have one. So yeah,
yeah.
probably a variety that you don't sort of naturally go, oh, they're hard to get hold of. But
Mm.
yeah, there's not many breeders that do them.
So we're at 85. Is anyone gonna take us any further with this one? '90 with Eric.
Prominence on that body line as well,
Yeah.
and that spine
Mm.
popping out the skin. Just a nice attribute, something that we always look for when you sort of try and stick a bit of weight on fish. It's got to have that sort of skeletal structure. I
Yeah.
think someone did an article for us, and they described the skeletal sort of side of things quite well, as if that's like the scaffolding by which the muscle and the fat all hangs off of. So if you don't get that right, um, you're in trouble, sort of thing. So it all starts internally in terms of the structure of the fish.
Mm.
Then it's just sort of like massing that body mass, getting it up on food, and then doing it justice. Really, that's the other thing. Like you got a lot of people saying, can this fish get to not this particular fish, but just in general, sort of like,
Mm.
can it get to 70, 80? Well, potentially any, well, not any fish, but lots of fish could do that. But it's a lot of skill and a lot of work in between to get young fish, particularly, up to sort of big sizes.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Bit
it's
of a throwaway comment, isn't it? Sometimes you hear like, oh, that'll hit 80, 85, and it's just like, you've got a long way to go there, guys.
yeah. Yeah. And you never know what's going to be like. I don't know whether that's what you were referencing there, but you just don't know what's going to be thrown up along the way, like whether or not it throws out any deformities when it gets past a certain size as well.
Mm.
If whether or not the shoulders, grow around the gill plates correctly and that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things to consider when you're talking about growing jumbo. Because I guess you can have a really good fish that you think is an amazing prospect, but as it gets past 50, maybe the body shape doesn't, the tail tube doesn't thicken correctly, or something like that. Like there's so many variables, but I
Yeah,
guess with this,
absolutely.
but
How
we're
many
with
pieces? Sorry, I've got a question there. How do you pull that up?
how
Oh,
many pieces can travel in a single delivery?
so box wise, if you're looking fish at this sort of size, 4 or 5 quite comfortably in a box. It doesn't matter if we need to use a second box, we use a second box. So that cost is no extra to you. It's a £30 charge. So yeah, unless you got really carried away, I think you'll be all right.
Still with Paul at 105. See if Eric's got any reply on that. $110 with Eric.
Just having a little browse of what we've got coming up, mate.
Yeah, some different oddballs tonight. Do you know something I was asked earlier is about Aragoki? Do you know if we've got any more Aragoki coming this year?
Let's wait and see, mate. So there's another breeder called Kobayashi who's started prattling around with them as well now.
All
So
right, okay.
obviously you've got Akawa, Marihiro does quite a bit. Ikarashi has had some. Kaze has had some. Sort of Aragoke-esque style fish. If people were like referring to the ones that we had this year, they were from Akawa. It's sort of like they're all metallic. They were bizarre fish, weren't they? I mean, they really
Yeah.
did grow for a Doitsu metallic variety. They really did stick some weight on. So yeah, they were super popular. So yeah, they'll be coming, mate. They'll be coming. Don't worry about that.
Exciting. So it looks like we're still with Eric. Paul, if you want to just let us know if you're out. Otherwise, we'll roll the video one last time, see if we get some final bids in.
I think everyone's been running late tonight by the looks of it. Well,
Yeah. Right, we'll wrap this one up then. If we're with Eric at 110. Well done, mate.
fair play. A rarity indeed.
Yeah. Enjoy, and then we'll move on back to the one that was missing, which is
number B.
number B. So yeah, Marusei chagoi, 29 cm, just Nisai. This was one that I picked actually. I really like the coloration on this. It's like that lovely kind of olive green color.
Hirasawa or Marusei chagoi lineage, mate. It's just ridiculous. I shipped a 98 cm chag from this farm years ago, and it was just absolutely immaculate. But the great thing about the chagoi from this farm, you could even and you know even the smaller scale ones, they still grow with ease.
Yeah.
Just chucking that character, sort of the temperament of the fish as well. I think I've said to you before that back in the day when I used to work at the shop, when you used to get sort of real twitchy ponds that wouldn't come up and feed, you just stick a chagoi in the pond, and then within like 5 minutes they're all up feeding. It's really weird how they have that sort of calming effect. So Marusei or Hirasawa, as a lot of people refer to the farm as, yeah, one of the best, my opinion, the best chagoi lineage for British water. Obviously, a lot of people like Marido, Okawa, but for me, this lineage is just superb. They grow effortlessly. They've always got that wonderful sort of tone, detail to the scales as well. And yeah, I just think they're just they're just a must for any hobbyist.
Yeah.
It just, yeah, you have to have a chagoi in your pond.
There you go. Trevor
Hey,
remembers
Trev,
that
you
chag.
all right, mate? Yeah, no, that's Trev referring to that big chagoi. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I like this piece. It's got a lovely shaped head and mouth, nice kind of broad body, pecs, nice shape. Everything just in proportion, really. Just a really, really, really nice fish.
Yeah,
Really clean.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's the thing for him, mate. It's a nice body line to it, nice detail, good scale alignment. That's sometimes something that goes a little bit uh, unnoticed.
yeah.
The devil is in the detail with chagoi. Like, that's a big part of the selection process. Full stop is scale alignment and arrangement. You know, when you get that little cluster of scales that go out of sync, it sends the rest of the scale alignment out of kilt.
Yeah.
Amount of times where we've been like, oh wow, yeah, that's mega, and you just go, oh no. Then you realise why the breeders let it go, because the scale alignment and the detail is not up to standard. And obviously, on single coloured fish like this, because you've got like that netting effect on the scales with that reticulation, you can't really hide any of it.
Yeah.
Sort of like they're in full plain sight, sort of thing. So yeah, 50 quid. That's cock on, that is, mate.
Yeah, 100%. Anyone else going to bid on this one? Otherwise, we will look to wrap this one up again.
Like I say, his did you go to Hirasawa when you went there, John?
No, I didn't.
That place is absolutely bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. All the ponds raised up off the floor. Yeah, and you just got sort of, yeah, you don't look over the edge. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, really nice fish, this. And at 50 quid, what a bargain this will be if it stays at this. 55, Marcus Upton, how are you doing? I thought Paul put in a bid of 150 then, but I think he's saying 150 people watching.
Oh, very generous.
60 quid with Stuart. 3 people in all of a sudden. Yeah, just the tone of this as well. I think this should be like an olive greeny colour. That's the colour that I kind of like to have in them. I think that's the true colour that they try to breed them to. I mean, you can tell me if I'm talking bollocks, but I think that's the true colour of chagoi, is that olive.
Yeah, for me, that is the archetypal chagoi sort of colour. I know a lot of people like the darker ones, which is fair enough, and they are unique. But for longevity, yeah, the Hirasawa ones, mate, they never fail to deliver. Never.
Well, 65 with Marcus. Anyone else gonna take this one home?
Weirdly, his brother, Marihiro Koi Farm, is the other son of Hirasawa Koi Farm. So it's like two big farms in Niigata. But he started mucking around with his own chagoi lineage, obviously using family fish. So there's Hirasawa genetics within there. And yeah, same sort of characteristics, like grow really easy, but they had a much more sort of stocky, they're a lot more sort of heavier around the shoulders. It's quite unique. Weren't cheap though, that's the only thing. He didn't have masses and masses of them, whereas obviously Hirasawa, he literally probably has about 79 mud ponds full of chagoi.
So we're with Stuart at 75. Anyone else going to take this one? Otherwise, we'll move this one on.
Quick question from Lisa there. Why are all the breeders male and there are no women running the business? So you did get, I think we'll probably admit that it's quite a male sort of orientated industry. So you do have, typically in Japan, it's the sons that take over the businesses. That's like the cultural thing. It's just what they do in Japan. So yeah, typically, but you do like Marado, his whole family work on the farm. So he's got his wife and his daughter. So you do get. We've obviously got Rie working in the industry as well over in Japan. She's sort of doing the rounds from breeders, left, right, and centre. So I think it is just the demographic is just a bit more male orientated, and the culture is to hand it down to the son. So yeah.
to be fair, like a few of the women that I saw over there were doing a lot of like the shipping and accounting and managing customer portfolios of koi that they were owned and stuff like that. That I guess like the actual organization of it, like it is there. A lot of them are family businesses, and that
Yeah,
does include the wife and daughters. But I guess it's not as front facing, and you won't see as many on like Yavo's videos or whatever, because they're more doing like the important work in the background. To be fair, I think
yeah,
is
making the actual business function.
yeah, because if they were
One
all
thing
just
I
like
know, mate, breeders are not very organised.
no, true. So it looks like Stuart's on his own at this one with 75 quid. At the end of this video, we'll wrap this one up. We've got a few more fish to go through tonight. Well done, Stuart. 75 quid. Well done, mate.
Nice. Yeah, I think type of fish we need to see that in a year's time.
Yeah, when it's about 50 cm.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll go to fish number D, which I think a few people might have been waiting for. Special, this one, isn't it?
Here at Surrey, they're just it's one of those varieties that it's not. Hirasawa is like a bit of a. Typically, everyone sort of thinks Shinoda when they think of Hiyatsuri, but mark my words, this guy can produce Hiyatsuri by the bucket loads. And yeah, it's this year's sort of crop, if you will, was pretty damn impressive. They've grown ridiculously well, right? Really well, and that pigment intensity. You got like the quirky patterns as well, so it's quite a tidy looking Hiyatsuri, mate, for sort of this sort of money.
These Marusei ones, to me, I mean, I didn't see the Shinoda ones at a similar size or age. I've kind of seen the Ender Nisai Sansai, but the fukurin on these Marusei ones, like the detail around like the skin on the edge of the scale looks different to the Shinoda one. Have you
It's
noticed that, or is that
probably
just different
something
pigment?
probably something you can't pick up on a picture, but I know what you mean. You can see it in the flesh. You can sort of pick it up a little bit there in the video, can't you, on the Benny?
Yeah, it's like the fukurin, like the skin detail around the scales is
Well, the
different
thing
to the
with
Shinoda.
Shinoda, the big thing with Shinoda is obviously the ability to get to big sizes,
Yeah.
body structure.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, how many sort of 75 cm plus Hiyatsuri do you see on the show scene?
Yeah.
It's just that you don't, do you? So
No.
it's in Japan, they do sort of throw their weight around quite a bit. You see, so I think we had one is 86 cm as a front cover last year, and it was just immaculate. And it's like, how do you even?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just insane, mate. Benny tone. There's a lot of sort of Hiyatsuri that you get in the mixes. They don't really have that red tone. They sort of have this reddish, orangey kind of pigment. And then the sumi is, yeah, it's there or thereabouts. It's maybe a little bit unclean, a little bit dusty in places. So yeah, to get that sort of utsuri pattern style like that, for me, yeah, it's quite a cool little fish, mate, for this sort
Yeah.
of place.
Lovely little head pattern, isn't it, with the eye poking
Yeah,
through. Yeah, it's
yeah, a
really
little
nice.
sort of patch on the eye. So yeah, I mean, I've not sexed that, but I'm just sort of gauging. It looks a little bit female to me, but yeah, I've not set. What we got it as unsexed. Yeah, fair enough.
Unsexed, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
110 with Steve here.
Don't want anyone suing me.
But yeah, these have been really nice to see them grow, and they've not slouched. To be fair, I mean, although these are Nisai, these are more like they've not had a humongous growing season, and will be very
No,
like
no.
young, and still got that. You know, they've not been growing on for 12 months at our
No.
facility. They've been there a couple of months, haven't they? And not really
Well,
been pushed.
yeah, a bit of a late shipment these were, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think come next year, it's going to be stick or twist again. It's always the same conversation. You know, do you keep doing like big utsuri projects? They're in demand.
Mm.
Like we never have any available. Whenever we have them, they all sell. So yeah, I would imagine we'll be invested in some next year, mate.
That'd be exciting. So we've got Radislav in at 1:15. Steve is out. I'll play the video another time, see if anyone wants to go one up on Radislav. Otherwise, we'll call it there. Really nice fish, this. A really strong batch of fish, them. I've really enjoyed kind of looking through those. Those
Yeah,
are the
nice
chags.
and clean, aren't they? And I think at these sort of price points, you could get, it's quite attainable to get a nice, attractive Hiyatsuri. Sometimes they can get a little bit carried away, can't they, price wise?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well done, Radislav. That's yours.
yeah, bang.
I think they might have had a fish from us before, but if not, can you just email Chris at Koi-Wholesale with your name, phone number, preferred dealer, and the reference code? That'd be brilliant. And we will move on. Oh, I like this one.
I was going to say this is one of your. I think in the flesh, skin on it is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Play the video. It might give a better.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's really vibrant. It's like that pink style Benny that's just like neon glow stick food that it's been on or something like that. The Magic X
Good stuff. Yeah.
creation. That's yeah. No, there's nothing special about what it's been fed on. It'll be Sake Hikari, but yeah, some of the fish that come out are just so vibrant. Yeah, crazy and quite
We had
clean as
a
well.
we had a Tamita, one of the main guys from Saki. Well, one of the main guys from Hikari. He came to the farm because he was over in the UK and he couldn't get his head around the growth levels in the ponds that they were being grown in. He was
Crazy.
like, "What you feeding them?" And obviously Ricky was just like, "Your food." He was like, "No, no, not possible." And he's like, "Yeah, it is." So yeah, it just goes to show, mate.
Wow. Well, we've got 3 people in already on this one,
Oh, guys, I
so
bloody
we're
love
gonna.
it when we fill that wheel up.
What sound effect will we be going for this time, Chris?
Uh, well, I should have recorded some of the like as a soundbite, some of the chants that were going on last night in the Bradford City end, mate. It was interesting, mate. Very interesting.
So we've got 4 people in currently. I'm just excited to spin that wheel. I don't know about you, Chris.
Ah, mate, always excited me.
So we'll give it 5 people in. Let's go. Right.
Christ, how many? Whoa,
Six
shit!
people. Right. I think we're gonna
How
have
many
to
people
put.
can you get on the wheel?
I don't know. We're gonna see.
Gotta find out.
People are loving the Kano Goshki, but yeah, it's easy to see why. It's a really easy fish to read, isn't it? And the Benny's so clean. Yeah. Well, Here's your last time to get in. We've got 6 people in currently. Anyone else want to go in? I'll play the video one last time, otherwise we'll be ready to spin the wheel.
Yeah, sort of captured people's imagination, this one, mate. Good pick. Oh, mate, it was worse than watching a pub team, I tell you. Yeah, in fact, that's harsh to a pub team.
I've just been looking through the sound effects and I could have chosen horror scream at the end, but I thought maybe not try and give someone a heart attack on this live stream.
Right. So how many have we got in there, mate?
We've got 6 people in. Shall we roll the wheel on this one? Can people see that? Just make it a bit bigger. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, bear with me.
Sorry.
There we go. That's a bit better. Right, we shall spin this wheel then. Stuart Ward, Adam Finlay, Sneakaware UK, Marcus Upton, Tom Wood, and Team Blackfish. So 6 people in. Let's go. Oh, Team Blackfish. Well done.
Nice. Fair play. Fair play. Got to be in it to win it, as they say, mate.
Yeah, well done. Brilliant. So let's move on then. If you can just email Chris at Koi Wholesale, let him know how you'd like to receive the fish. That'd be brilliant. And we will move on. So where am I? Here we are. Ginrin. I've put Kogane Chiba. It is a Kogane Chiba, isn't it? I
I'd just
believe.
go Tuba, I think.
Is
Mate.
it? Ah, I thought it had a little metallicness on the head, but
Yeah. Personally, yeah. But either way, pretty killer little fish, mate.
yeah, really nice this one, isn't it?
That lovely tone to the skin, isn't it?
Yeah, the first thing that strikes me is like the body shape and the size of the head as well.
Yeah.
It's like powerful, isn't it? And stocky.
Real blocky sort of head, isn't it? That
Mm.
width on the head and that length in comparison. What is it, 29 cm? Give me in a tuber. Yeah, again, they're not that easy to get hold of, are
No.
they? There you go. You just see that gin ring quality there, don't you?
Yeah.
In the video a little bit more.
But it's the definition of the gin. Like you've obviously got like a gold ginrin on the Benny, and then like a silver on the grey color, and it's so defined as well. Like you've only got like you haven't got scales where it leaches into to each other. Like I guess the keyword is so nice. I don't know, and a lovely little head pattern as well to go with it.
I think it's just a real quirky pond fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
unique. Yeah, I have got a soft spot for achiever in general. So yeah, I'm probably a little bit. What's the word? I get sort of rose tinted glasses sometimes when I look at achiever. So I'm just like, oh, they're all nice. They've all got their quirkiness. But yeah, just moving forward, just that ginrin on the fish as well just adds that other sort of degree of characteristic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's displayed pretty damn well in that video as well.
Got Marcus Upton in at 100 quid. If anyone wants to come back on that one.
Is it variety you've got, Joe, at home?
No, I would like. I've got a Ginrin Sorogoi, and I would say that like even more tame than my Karashigoi, my Sorogoi. Like
Yeah.
we talk about like having a friendly presence in a pond. with Karashigoi and Chagoi, but I would say like Ochiba, Soragoi are up there as well. Like my
Yeah,
Soragoi, I can literally lift it out of the pond and scrape it. You know, I don't even have to net it. It's like a party trick.
yeah,
Um,
well, that is pretty wild, right?
yeah, it's yeah the tamest thing ever. A few people that know me have seen me do it, and it's quite amazing, really. But I think with all fish, like you can train them to be more confident at the top, but there are certain varieties, and I'd certainly put a Chiba and Sorigo as one of them. If you're looking for that kind of fish to settle your others down, these are probably the prettiest of the lot in terms of you can have a pattern. The
Yeah,
others are just single colour. Um, but
I mean,
yeah, it's
this time of year they get such a nice tone of colour as well.
yeah. Well, it is an autumnal fish, isn't it? Like
It is, mate. Yeah,
yeah,
very
that
very romantic translation, isn't it?
yeah,
You're right. So yeah, that sort of mimicking pattern style of leaves lying on water. Yeah, I think
it
that's
is a
quite a cool aspect to the variety as well.
yeah. It's you don't really hear like why fish are named certain things other than golden corn looks like a cob of corn on the cob, or it's not a very Japanesey translation, that is it.
No, not really, mate. No,
Whereas like you know with this, it's yeah, it's
real romance to it, isn't it?
yeah, I'm with you there. Few people liking this one, so if you guys want to let us know what your final bids are, and we'll look to move this one on shortly. You can get really quirky head patterns on a Chiba as well. I saw like a bit of a famous one, and somebody had like referenced it like maple syrup on pancakes, but
Oh,
it looked like maple syrup had like trickled all the way down the head. Like it's so such. I'll see if I can dig the picture out for you. It's just a really like blobby pattern, and it had that maple syrupy color to it as well.
yeah,
Yeah. But these are also quite fascinating and how they'll change in summer and winter because they'll look totally
yeah,
different as well, won't they?
yeah. So, sort of, I think this time of year they really come into their own when they're a bit darker. They're still very nice, but it is this time of year when the water cools down a little bit and you get that sort of more brassy kind of color effect.
Yeah, yeah. But on this one, Marcus Upton looks like he's going to take it a 135. Play the video one last time and see if anyone wants to bid again. Otherwise, we'll move on. Two more fish tonight. And I think these ones are fixed. Oh no, we've got one more auction and one more fixed price. Well done, Marcus. Nice fish that.
Mm.
We'll move on. Ah, these were popular last week. Not last week, the week before.
Wow.
So
What?
you asked me to pick out one from that pond, and this one was like dynamite. The color on it is insane.
Yeah, that's absolutely posing as well in that picture, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think you can get a straighter dorsal than that, can you?
I just assumed that was one I had done, Joe. No, that's pretty epic. That is, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just got like quite a it's got quite a cute face. I don't know how to describe it really, with like like them brassy coloured eyes. I don't know. There's something.
It's that detail, those black details as well. Like it's got quite good symmetry as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. I don't think this is a fish that's gonna grow to
Pick up the
like
dorsal.
pick up the dorsal. No, I don't think this is gonna be a fish that's ever gonna like push the boundaries in size. Like it doesn't have like a ginormous frame like what we've just seen with that Ochiba that's just gone. But I do think this is like a really clean example, and the coloration is just
super clean, yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, that head is very clean, is it? Thing with these varieties is that consistency of pigment as well.
Yeah,
Got it throughout the whole fish. Nice scale alignment. Yeah, just really nice details all over the fish. To be fair, and I think last one we had got carried away, didn't it? Like it really sort of there was about
blue.
8 people lumping on to get it. So I'm guessing that's why Alan's gone in there, scare everyone off early doors.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it's for this fish and not the one that's just gone. But yeah, it was a couple of minutes after we moved to this fish, so I'm presuming it's for this one. So we got Alan in at 150, 32 centimeters. This fish just turning into Nisai.
They do grow as well. You've seen what's
Yeah,
possible
yeah,
with these. Like they're probably not a variety that you automatically sort of think of when you go, oh, that might grow quickly. But yeah, for whatever reason, they grow like tanks.
yeah, unbelievable.
It's complete
The,
contrast, aren't they, with that black and that sort of electric orange.
I know that Ricky's kept a few of these on to like grow
Mm.
them, and I'm really excited to see like a big example of these because I could see myself buying an example of one of these, which you know that I'm not like
Mm.
into Doitsu, but
Wow.
yeah, I just think it's that color. You know, there's only a few
Boy,
varieties where you
wholesale
get
first there. Joe buys the Deutsch fish.
yeah. There's only a few varieties where you can get that vividness, isn't there?
I know.
Probably like Goshki, Utsuri, and like Benigoi.
It's that contrast of colour, isn't it? It's
I
just
think it'd just look awesome in the pond.
wild. Good body structure as well, mate, for a Deutsch fish. You look at that body line, good head
Yeah,
structure. Yeah, I think that's that's a little weapon that is, mate.
yeah. But looks like we've got Alan in on his own on this one. I think he really wanted this one looking at that bid. If you don't already, guys, check out we usually preview these auctions on YouTube a good few days in advance. So I think there's people coming knowing what to expect in these auctions. You do a little
Yeah.
in-depth look at them, don't you? And gives you a different perspective on the fish when you kind of handling them on the spot as well.
Yeah, banging
So
those.
we'll look to wrap this one up with Alan at 150. Well done, Alan. And that moves us on to our last fish of the evening. Oh, Marcus, sorry, that's just come in a little bit late, that, for me. I think there is a 30-second delay or something like that on the
Yeah.
stream, but yeah, this one is a fish that I think I pictured this a while ago, this fish, and it caught my eye then, but and I think you photographed this fish as well
I
another
think it
time.
did, yeah. Something about it was just that body line is excellent. I like fish that you're going to see quite a bit of transition. It didn't have a lot of sumi on it at all,
No,
like maybe 2 months ago. Now all of a sudden it's just popping up left, right, and centre. I just think it's an easy to read fish, isn't it?
yeah.
Easy to read. We know what can be achieved with the size potential with these. So yeah, for me, it's just sort of 3-4 step esque kind of pattern. Nice bit of a dome at the back of the fish. Plenty of subo sumi. Yeah, it's cock on.
Yeah, really nice little fish there. So 33 centimeters as well. It's a decent size, and at 295 for that kind of Sakai heritage and potential. It's relatively priced at. Oh, I think that's a good price to be fair.
It's an easy to read fish, isn't it? And I think that's quite important for people that are getting involved in sort of go sanke, but perhaps they've not ventured into the sort of go sanke world too much.
Yeah.
This type of fish is you can see what's going to happen. Good body line, good structure of the fish, and yeah, easy to read pattern. But I think if this type of fish, if the sumi was completely up, all finished, it's not that price.
Yeah.
You kind of got a bit of a compromise, but it's easy to see what's going to happen with it.
Yeah, 100%. But if that sumi all comes up where it's kind of looking like it's gonna, could be a totally different fish altogether, couldn't it?
Oh, 100%, mate. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, you could sort of maybe that middle down around the dorsal, maybe could be a bit more sizable, but that's relative, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. It kind of gives. I think if you didn't have that bit of Benny on the base of the dorsal, that to me it'd be too big of a gap between that second dan and the fourth.
Well, visually, it changes a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the best way of describing it. It does change it a lot, but I think it'd look a bit sparse. It's just the right amount.
Yeah, it's sort of needed, isn't it?
Yeah. But I can still say that's like a clean dorsal. It's got the verification because the Benny don't come up like through the rays of the dorsal, and that's like the main that would be the deal breaker for me if that was the case. It doesn't do that. And you got Tejime starting in the tail as well, little black stripes, which will be a nice little feature.
Yeah, it'll start to form in the pec fins, no doubt, as well.
Alan asking about can he have the fish direct delivery? I'm guessing
Yeah.
that's about the Mizuo gun. I'll make a note
Oh,
of that.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, nice fish this. One person in. Is anyone going to make us spin the wheel tonight? Otherwise, we'll pass this one over to Sneakerware UK.
Speaking of spinning wheels, old Matty, Matty's one of the lads that works was on the roulette table last night, absolutely bossing it.
I heard about this, yeah.
In a casino in his Bradford shorts. I was like, we ain't never getting in there, Matty. And he was like, nah, watch this. It just walked in.
What? I'm surprised at that. I would have thought some form of bouncer would be like, nah, no football
Well,
gear
I'm
or
stood
something
there
like
and I'm like, they're never gonna let us in. I'm in trainers and he's in sports shorts. And like a kegel sort of thing. Yeah.
that. Gosh.
They must need the business this time of year, maybe. I don't know.
I suppose so, yeah.
No wheel, I don't think, mate.
No wheel.
Sneaker wear.
Sneakerware UK.
Oh, wear. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I've read that completely differently. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll wrap this one up after this video, guys. Speak now or forever. I don't know the term. I said this last week, but
yeah. Hold your peace.
yeah,
I
something
don't know.
like
It
that.
sounds odd, doesn't it? Because
I thought it was hold your sins or something like that. I don't know. Someone will have to tell us what it is.
Yeah, we're maybe a bit naive to be sort of trying to throw out sort of phrases like that.
But well done to Sneakerware UK. That was a nice fish that's been on the farm a little while, and I think it was one that I had my eye on, and you had your eye on for a little bit as well. So
Yeah, definitely, mate. So I'm just trying to
good
Google
price.
that phrase.
But no, we'll be back again next week with another round of auctions. So tune in for that.
We
And
are got possibly something really quirky coming up as well.
do I know about this?
Well, it's just the idea is in my head at the moment, so
Ah, right, okay.
you don't know about it yet. So yeah,
I'll find out when it happens.
yeah, sort of like yeah, watch this space. Something a little bit different.
Eddie's still in the doghouse in the kennel.
Oh, Eddie, mate, unbelievable. But yeah, I'm gonna go and hopefully read the Gruffalo with the kids before they go to bed. And
Very
yeah,
nice.
I'll see you on the next one, buddy.
Yeah, last shout out, guys. If you haven't already joined our
Oh yes,
WhatsApp
yeah,
group,
yeah.
get your phone out whilst this is on the screen and scan that little WhatsApp icon. That'll take you to an invite link on our new WhatsApp group where we're posting some exclusive content for Koi Wholesale. So you can get ahead and see what's happening at the farm.
See that overcan shower that I put on there today?
Yeah, insane that.
Skin is mental.
Yeah,
Absolutely nuts.
crazy.
But yeah, awesome. Thanks as
Thank
always,
you so
guys.
much.
And we'll
See you next week.
see you on the other side.
Cheers.
See ya.